Hey friends, welcome to the Be Love podcast. Today's episode is short and sweet. I'm just sharing a 12-minute Be Love meditation that I offered on Monday. It was an opportunity to reflect a bit on my visit to the Freiburg New Church that happened this past Sunday and kind of lay out the journey, the work of this invitation to be love. I am definitely planning on resuming my interviews soon. I have one scheduled for this Thursday and more coming up. And I've had to go slowly. I've been wrestling with myself about my need to go slowly. And as I release this podcast today, I am honoring that need even more. Part of this effort to be love, to honor the sacred of all life, every moment, for me is a lot of it is about honoring the ups and downs and the need for rest. It was a big deal to put on that March event, and with a lot of output, and so now it makes sense that I might need this time to go within, and it is, I'm sure, going to bear fruit. So I hope you're weathering the cycles of life, whatever stage you're in, whether you're in a time of input or output. I hope you're being loving with yourself and finding ways to be honest and useful as you are. Many blessings, friends, and I hope you'll enjoy this meditation. Greetings, friends. It's Sage here. It's noon on Monday, March 24th. And if you're scrolling along, I invite you to join me for a 12-minute Be Love meditation. So just take a little bit of time in your day to stop in the midst of what you're doing, or perhaps you can do what you're doing and just listen to my words. Or maybe you don't even want to listen to my words, but you'll use this invitation as a nudge to do your own 12-minute meditation. Take a walk, read something inspiring, take some time to journal, or to hug your favorite stuffed friend. I have my teddy bear from childhood with me today for my Be Love meditation. There's a lot of different objects, things that can help us to feel love. I spent the morning yesterday with the Freiburg New Church community, and in the circle, people shared their stories of experiences of feeling loved, of feeling belonging, and many of them described how the Freiburg New Church itself, because of the people who they have loved, who've been a part of that community, that space, just walking into that space, creates a feeling of love within. And when you reflect on that, it makes sense. The world kind of can be a mirror to us. And on a very practical, real level, it's important to remember that the experiences we have of love always happen inside of us. So my teddy bear, and holding my teddy bear kind of gives me that warm feeling. This teddy bear is just an inanimate object. It doesn't have any power of its own, but because of my associations with it, it lights up that feeling of love that already exists within. It feels important for us to kind of know that and live from that knowing, and that's very much what is at the heart of these meditations that I offer, is hopefully to remind us all that love is our very being. It exists inside, the feeling of love, the experience of love, and we can actually intentionally choose to tap into it, to make room for it, to give our attention to it. And that that's maybe a really good idea. I don't know. What do you think? Are you someone that would like to have the more of the experience of love in life? Do you think this world could use a little bit more of the experience of love? I certainly do. And it certainly seems to me like a lot of people agree with that premise. It seems to me that our world religions are all pointing us to that ideal where we could be in the experience of loving one another. And that to do that, to have the experience of feeling love towards others, the reality is we need to feel that love inside first. That's where it comes from. It comes from the source of life that we are receiving moment by moment. And if when that life comes in and the first thing it hits is a whole bunch of inner stories that would deny the presence of love, that would say we're not worthy to receive love. I mean, you know the stories. I don't know that I need to name them. And probably each one of us has our own story. You know, part of becoming human is facing lots of limitations, and we certainly can see that limitations are very real in the human experience, because so many of us do not feel love for one another. We feel the opposite. We feel hatred. So that's a real thing that we can experience. And I would suggest that it's a real thing only because we allow it to be a real thing. And as we grow and mature and go through this mysterious process called regeneration or spiritual rebirth, as we evolve as a species, I think we have the opportunity to question these limiting stories, to wonder if something more could be true. And I know for me, we're coming to this realization that love is only ever experienced in here, that it comes through me, that it's an energy that is moving in my body and that I can choose to open to, has had a powerful effect on my life and is a practice that I am continually engaged in. And part of the practice actually means that the more I tap into that love inside, the more I rest in it and allow it to move through my experience in my body, the more not love I start to notice. The more light is shown in the shadows inside. So sometimes it hurts. Sometimes it's painful to acknowledge those barriers to love that we have been trained in, and then eventually that we participate in ourselves. There's a huge reckoning that human life requires, and that it feels like we're kind of being invited to on a real collective level right now, a reckoning with our own darkness. And the question is really being asked, are we a loving species? Can we really love this life we've been given? Can we really love ourselves? Can we really love the other humans and animal life and plant life that we share this planet with? Our track record isn't great. And we've made some pretty poor decisions in the past that have been destructive to this common life that we share. And so to really make that choice to love this life and to love this experience of life is to fess up, to own up to all of those poor decisions. perhaps for some of us, owning up to that becomes kind of overwhelming, and there's a sense of hopelessness that emerges. I know I sometimes fall into that, feeling like, it's just, there's just so many messes. There's so many forces that are at work that are seeking to not be loving and nourishing to life, not be caring and healing. It can feel overwhelming. And I am strengthened and renewed and encouraged because I know that so many people have carried that torch of love through much more difficult experiences than me. They have, believed in a beloved community that didn't exist in their moment, but that they could see, they could imagine, they could envision, and they, in that seeing, in that imagining, in that believing in it being true, it became true. And the world changed. And so, as much as it feels daunting and overwhelming when I look outside of myself and I witness, or when I look inside of myself and I witness all of the shadows and the darkness and the cruelty and the disconnection, I realize I also have the power to see, to envision the good, the true, the beautiful. I hold this vision in my tradition of the holy city, New Jerusalem, this place where all people are welcome, where the light always shines, and where all is provided. I hold that out not as this sort of fantastical dream, but as a true reality that can live inside here, even when it doesn't appear to exist anywhere outside of myself. And it does, I do catch glimpses of it existing outside of myself. And I caught those glimpses yesterday while I was with the Freiburg community, hearing their stories of belonging and love. We have caught so many glimpses. And we can take each one and follow that cord back in here and really cultivate the love, the life, the community that we long to see in the world. And maybe, like those brave ancestors of ours, if we do that work, what is in here will come to be in our world and in the lives of our children and their children and their children. Thank you for all of you, each one of you that has given me a glimpse of that love. And even more so, thank you for those of you who are doing that work of cultivating that loving sanctuary inside and holding on to a vision of love that maybe we can't see yet, but perhaps isn't too far off. Blessings, friends.
And I love it when we both are